Hi, my name's Nick.
And I'm Noah.
Welcome back to the channel.
Yeah, today we're gonna talk about that moment when your life just changes.
Dude, you know that feeling when you wake up, look at your phone, and it's like everything's the same but kind of worse?
Oh, for real, I get you. That autopilot vibe. You're just moving, but not really living.
Exactly. I had one of those mornings last year. Alarm buzzed like a warning siren, and I just stared at the ceiling.
No way, that sounds intense.
Yeah, so picture this. My apartment, super messy, coffee cold in a cup from yesterday, streets outside silent except for that one car that won't stop honking, and I thought, man, is this all there is?
Wow, I've been there. That's that sinking feeling, huh? Like life's passing by while you're stuck in traffic, literally and mentally.
Totally. And in that moment, I saw my reflection in the window, my own eyes staring back, tired and kind of lost.
Whoa, cinematic, dude. I can see it.
I knew I had to do something, but I didn't know what. You ever feel that?
All the time. It's scary, but exciting too, like standing at the edge of a diving board, right?
Yeah, so that morning, I made a tiny promise to myself. Not some huge plan, just one small rule. Do something that actually matters, even if it's small.
Dude, I love that. Micro steps, big impact.
And you know what? That tiny promise turned into a weird adventure. I didn't realize it yet, but that morning was the start of a change I didn't even know I needed.
Suspenseful, for real. What happened first?
Well, first, I just went outside. Streets empty, cold air, smells like wet asphalt, and freedom? Just walking felt like a mini victory.
Oh man, I get that. You're describing it like a movie scene. Let's give our listeners a little challenge. Repeat after me. Mini victory. Mini victory.
Totally. Yeah, say it again, but feel it like you just did something brave today. Mini victory.
Awesome. That's legit how small actions start building momentum.
Right, and as I walked, I thought about all the days I spent scrolling my phone, avoiding decisions, letting fear run the show, and that's when I saw it. This tiny coffee shop I always walked past but never entered.
Ooh, cinematic hook. What was so special?
The light inside, warm, people laughing, not fancy, just alive. I literally felt like I could breathe for the first time in months.
That's powerful. Listeners, quick listening check. What word did Nick use to describe his feeling when he saw the shop?
Yep, alive. And let's repeat it together. Alive. Alive. Totally feel that vibe. So I stepped in, ordered a coffee I didn't need, sat by the window and just watched. People talking, barista joking, a kid dropping a cookie on the floor and laughing. It hit me. Life is happening, and I was missing it.
Wow, I feel that. It's like you're seeing colors after months of gray.
Exactly. And that's when I wrote down my first micro rule. Nothing crazy. Today, I choose one thing that scares me a little, but excites me too.
Totally relatable. Listeners, quick role play. Say it aloud with me. Today, I choose one thing that scares me a little, but excites me too.
Yeah, feel that. That sentence is like a tiny lever to pull your whole day in a better direction.
And just like that, Nick, you're already starting to pivot. Little steps, cinematic moments, alive feelings. Listeners, that's the power of noticing the small things.
For real. That morning, every little detail, the cold air, the empty streets, the warm light inside that coffee shop, it became a push that said, you can restart.
And that's what's kind of crazy. One small morning, one mini victory, and you start seeing life differently.
Totally. And we'll keep diving into the next moment soon, but even just this first walk, it was legit the first spark.
Yeah, listeners, try this tomorrow. Notice one thing around you that feels alive. Write a tiny rule and just do it. Many victories build momentum.
Exactly. That's how you start turning autopilot into real living.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. But I gotta ask, what happened next?
Oh man, it got wild. I thought stepping into that coffee shop was enough, but then I saw him, this old friend I hadn't talked to in years, sitting by the corner table.
No way. That's like straight out of a movie.
Totally. And at first, I froze. You know that feeling when someone pops up unexpectedly and your brain just goes blank?
Dude, I know that. So what did you do?
I walked over, sat down, and he just looked at me and said, "Nick, is that really you?" That one line hit me like a wave. I realized how much time I'd wasted avoiding people, avoiding decisions, avoiding life itself.
Wow, that's deep. Listeners, here's a mini challenge. Repeat after me. Avoiding decisions. Avoiding decisions. Yeah, feel it.
Exactly. And he started talking about his own life, stuff he'd achieved, trips he'd taken, little wins every week. And I felt jealous, but also inspired.
I get that. That mix of envy and inspiration. That's a push moment. It's emotional tension, like in a suspense movie.
For real. And then he asked, "Why haven't I seen you at any of our meetups?" And I had no good answer. That's when it hit me. I wasn't just on autopilot, I was invisible to life.
Whoa, cinematic hook right there. Let's make it interactive. Listeners, repeat this key phrase with me. Invisible to life. Invisible to life.
Yeah, it's weird saying it out loud, but it sticks. And in that moment, I made another tiny promise. Reconnect with one person, do one brave thing today.
Dude, I love that. That's a perfect micro step. Let's add some suspense here. What brave thing did you do first?
Okay, so I decided to talk to the barista I'd seen every morning but never said hi to. I know, sounds small, but for me, it was huge. I smiled, asked her about her day, and she laughed. Totally legit laugh, not forced, and that moment felt like winning a mini battle.
That's awesome. Listeners, let's do a mini listening check. What word did Nick use for a small achievement?
Mini battle. And say it with me. Mini battle. Mini battle. Every small victory counts, seriously.
So Nick, after that, things started moving, right?
Yeah, that day I walked out of the coffee shop with a notebook full of tiny goals. Nothing huge, just little tasks that felt kinda scary but exciting, like saying hi to strangers, sending messages I'd been avoiding, even cleaning my apartment.
I get you. It's those tiny cinematic moments, rain on the window, streets glowing under streetlights, coffee in hand, that make ordinary actions feel epic.
Totally. And every time I did one of those small things, I felt alive again, like hitting a reset button, but gradual, you know?
Exactly. That's a classic turning point. Listeners, quick role play. Imagine one small thing you can do today. Say it out loud. Today, I will.
Yeah, do it. Even saying it makes it real. That's legit the first step to momentum.
And speaking of momentum, what about the doubts, the fear?
Oh, they were there big time. Every step felt shaky. I kept thinking, what if this doesn't work? But then I remembered the warm coffee shop, the laughter, the alive feeling. That memory pushed me forward.
That's emotional mini-story gold. Suspense, tension, cinematic visuals, all in one.
Yeah, and by evening, I realized I had completed more small actions than I had in weeks. Just tiny things, but together they started forming a new rhythm.
Listeners, micro challenge time. Write down one tiny action you'll take tomorrow. Just one, and do it. That's how we build real change.
For real. And each action, no matter how small, became a spark that led to more sparks. Streets, people, moments, all started feeling alive again.
That's legit the moment where fear and hesitation start turning into real energy. Wow, Nick, you're describing life in slow motion, but cinematic, you know?
Totally. And that's why I keep saying, start small. One brave thing today. One laugh, one hello, and momentum will follow.
Listeners, notice the visuals here. Empty streets, warm coffee, a friend appearing out of nowhere, tiny victories. That's how a day can turn into a mini adventure.
Exactly. And that day, it wasn't perfect, but it was real. Every little thing counted. Every tiny decision added up.
And that's why paying attention to small moments, it's kind of like catching fireflies in a jar. You don't need a storm to feel alive.
Yeah, that's the beauty of micro victories. And it all started with noticing, choosing, and stepping out.
Wow, Nick, that's kind of epic. I love how small things stacked into something bigger. But were there any bumps along the way?
Oh, totally. Not every micro victory was smooth. I tried waking up early the next morning, but my alarm didn't even make it. Slept through it. Missed my morning walk.
No way, that's relatable, dude. Sometimes even tiny steps hit walls.
Exactly. And at first, I felt like giving up. Streets were gray again, coffee cold. I thought, maybe this restarting thing isn't for me.
But you didn't quit, right?
Nah, I remembered that warm coffee shop, that alive feeling, the friend popping up out of nowhere. Those memories were like little lights in a dark room.
I get it. That's suspense and cinematic all in one. Relatable struggle, but hope lingering.
Yeah, so I took a deep breath and tried again. Went for a short walk, greeted a neighbor, even made my bed. Felt dumb at first, but each thing added up.
Listeners, micro challenge time. Repeat after me. Each thing added up. Each thing added up. Cool, right?
Totally. And after that, the day started shifting. Sunlight hitting the streets, birds chirping, distant laughter from a playground. Every little detail reminded me that life's alive, not autopilot.
I love that. Cinematic visuals make it so real. Listeners, quick listening check. What did Nick say reminded him life's alive?
Yep, birds chirping, distant laughter, sunlight. Say it with me. Birds chirping, distant laughter, sunlight.
So as the day went on, little wins stacked. One smile from a stranger, a short chat with a colleague, finishing a task I'd postponed. Each moment was like a spark.
Exactly. And here's the cool part. Each spark made me braver for the next tiny action. By evening, I realized, without even noticing, my energy had shifted. Streets felt warmer, conversations felt easier. I felt lighter.
That's legit inspiring. Emotionally, you went from stuck to slowly alive again. Listeners, try saying, I feel lighter today.
Yeah, that's the thing. Small steps, repeated, create real momentum. And even if you slip, it's fine. Quick restart, tiny spark, back on track.
I feel lighter today. Exactly. So by nightfall, Nick, you were in a completely different headspace than that first morning. That's powerful.
Totally. And that's the secret. Notice, act, tiny victories, repeat. Little actions transform the ordinary into something cinematic, alive, and motivating.
And that's how real change starts. Micro wins, small sparks, cinematic moments.
Yeah. And listeners, remember, even one tiny step today can turn into a chain of sparks tomorrow.
That's awesome, Nick. So by the end of that day, you were actually feeling alive again?
Totally. Streets felt warmer, conversations easier. Even the little things, making coffee, tidying up, they all felt meaningful.
Wow, I love that. Listeners, here's a mini challenge. Take one tiny action today. Make your bed, smile at someone, or just step outside and feel it. Say aloud, I take one small step today.
Yeah, that's legit. And it's crazy how small sparks can create momentum. One day, one tiny choice leads to another. And soon, life starts feeling cinematic, alive, and yours again.
That's a beautiful turning point. It's not about massive leaps, it's about noticing life and choosing to act.
Exactly. And for our listeners, that's the secret. Quick restarts, small victories, tiny micro steps, they add up. Every spark matters.
Totally. And here's a question for you guys. What's your turning point moment? One small decision that could change your day or your week. Drop it in the comments.
Yeah, and don't worry if it feels tiny. Tiny steps build big change over time. Even slipping up is part of it. You restart, try again, keep moving.
And listeners, remember this. Noticing small moments, acting on tiny sparks, feeling alive. It's the real secret to turning autopilot into real life.
Totally. And hey, if you enjoyed this conversation, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more episodes diving into life, habits, motivation, and daily routines. Everything in real, easy English.
Yeah, and after you try your micro victory today, check out our other episode on building momentum with tiny actions. It's kind of like a continuation of this journey.
Exactly. Keep practicing, noticing, and acting. One spark leads to another, and you'll see how alive life can feel, step by step.
And finally, remember, every small action counts. One hello, one smile, one mini victory can totally change your day. Go out there and start today.
Yeah, you've got this, and we'll be here cheering you on. Tiny sparks, real momentum, cinematic life. Let's make 2026 awesome together.